what we've got here is not an academy where we're in a separate building. It's not like that. We don't have an academy where you are forced into any one thing. What we have in Weymouth High School, and we have that's better than any other high school I know, is that we have awesome electives. And it's electives that you guys, especially in your junior and senior year, can choose to take the stuff that interests you. You can break out of all those survey classes that you have to take, and you can choose to take the things that interest you. So your academy, what your academy is just that. It's the different electives that you take, and you take them because you're interested in those subjects. And what we're talking about today is the capstone. Now the capstone is taking a look at the common things. You ever sat in class, you'd be like, hey, we just talked about that last period in my semantics class. Or we just mentioned that. I heard that in psychology, and now I'm listening to it in common. We're looking for those common themes. And that's what your academy is. It's taking those electives and finding those common themes.
All right, so the idea is this, guys. Imagine you are in this pathway. You're taking classes like psychology to science, semantics, theory of violence, civic cultural literacy, and you're going to see a theme throughout all of these things, and we want you to start to think about which of these themes are most interesting to you. What are the things that you care about? Maybe it's something like how an individual or a community responds to violence, right? Now there's a psychological response, there's a sociological response, there's something you're going to learn about in violence. It could be a current event that just happened. Here's one thing the capstone isn't, guys. It's not just another thing that we're making you do to graduate, right? How many have friends who are seniors who are like, I'm so glad I'm graduating, this place is going to stink next year? Guess what? Every senior class tells every junior class that. I'm so glad I'm out of here. Next year it's going to be like a prison. It's not really like a prison at all. This is something that you can show to a prospective employer or to a college. It's a tangible product at the end. Rather than just your GPA. Here's my GPA. Yay, it's a number. Here's my score on a test. This is something you can say. If you're interested in something, this is a tangible product at the end that you can say, here's what I did as a senior. It's everything you learned throughout your 4 years here, focused into one thing, and you have something to present at the end.
You're not your MCAS score, you're not your SAT score, you're not your AP exam score, you're not your GPA, and we want to acknowledge that. We want to break through all that standardized crap that you have to deal with and say, hey, you're actually here for a reason, and you're here to do something real, and that's basically what the capstone is. It's there to get you to stand out to colleges, to prospective employers. It's something that is authentic.
If you're sick of doing worksheets, if you're sick of asking the question, why do I need to know this? The capstone project is for you. If you're in the psychology and counseling pathway, instead of sitting there going through all these rote worksheets, you might end up, by the time your senior year is over, putting together a project to help veterans coming back from the Iraq and Afghanistan war, working with them to figure out the best ways to reintegrate them back into society. That's a real thing. That's something that you can do 18 months from now.
So what do you do now? We're starting early for you. All I'd say that you should take a look at right now is go to your electives that you've already signed up for, that you're interested in, and see what those common themes are. Actively look, say, wait a second, we just talked about this in the other class that I was in, and now we're seeing it from a different perspective. And that's what I would do between now and almost the end of this year, is just look for those common things that we talk about in all our different electives. Then in June, we'll get together again, and we'll assign the capstone and go through all the different things for you. And then senior year, from September to March, you have different check-in points. Now, who are you going to check in with? That's what I'm excited about. What I'm excited about is that we got, I think, an awesome list of advisors for the Humanities Academy. Mr. Pappas, Mr. Maskell is going to help us out, Mr. Rand, Mr. Murphy, Ms. Slack. These teachers are going to be your capstone teachers. They're going to be your advisors that you can come to, and they're going to help you out with how to do that capstone. So you're going to be supported. You're going to have people, just like your classroom teachers, that are looking out for you and care about what you're doing as you move towards graduation.
If you have questions about this process, I know this is something new for all of us, you can see anyone that's listed up there, or just talk to a classroom teacher that you feel comfortable with and ask them, what's going on, what do I need to do, I need some more clarification, and there are tons of people that will be able to help you figure out how you can turn out the best capstone project you can, so that by the end of your senior year, you're willing and ready to demonstrate that you have these real-world skills that are going to make you stand out to college admissions officers, to prospective employers, and to people in the community.
Anyone here doing an independent study? Some people do in Weymouth High School. That's another option. You have a teacher you work really well with, you can talk to them and ask them about an independent study, and they can also advise you.
We do want to take a minute just to thank the Quincy Credit Union. They made possible the creation of the t-shirts and some of these presentations. Should we hand out a few more free sheets?